Most of these men have never fired a gun, let alone assembled one. They are volunteers who have left their normal lives behind to protect their country in Ukraine's territorial defense forces, to fight the Russians.
These people here are regular workers, owners of businesses. They understand clearly what they are doing here and what they have to learn.
How many of these people have had any training? I mean, how many of these people even know how to use a gun before they came here?
0.0% of people.
For security reasons, we're not allowed to disclose any locations, but their training is split between an indoor facility and an outdoor space. Their instructor, Andrei, who used to be part of Ukraine's armed forces many years ago, left his construction business to help these new and very green recruits. They may not be trained soldiers, but they personify the Ukrainian fighting spirit, the patriotism you see from one and all here. Andrei couldn't mask his disappointment, his outrage with NATO, palpable.
I understand it's not their war, but if NATO is watching how are innocent children being killed, it is wrong to watch and think it is not their war. That's why we don't believe in NATO. We only believe in European, American people.
In the woods, they're given rudimentary training for a brutal war zone, firing paintballs at balloons. Taras was born when Ukraine was still part of the Soviet Union. At 64 years old, legally he doesn't need to fight and he can leave the country, an option that was out of the question for him.
I'm a pensioner. I am 64. I could leave the country, but when the motherland is in danger, men have to defend, not run away from the country.
I asked Taras if he had a message for President Biden. He wished him good health and said they really need support from the US. He had a very different message for Russia's leader. And a message for Putin?
For Putin, I'll have a message from here.
I think a lot of Ukrainians have that same message. Ali Arouzi joins us now live from Lviv tonight. Ali, you know, it's interesting. Russia is neighbors with Ukraine. They share a border, and yet it seems the Russian military and their intelligence services gravely underestimated how brave these Ukrainians would fight, the men of Ukraine, taking up arms like this. And you just see it right there in your story.
That's right, Tom. Well, we're a month into this conflict, and the Ukrainians have defied all the odds. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, they've mostly stalled the Russian invasion, which hasn't gone according to plan. They have held on to much of their territory. They've held on to the capital. They haven't let the Russians encroach on them. And that, in part, is not only due to the Ukrainian army, but also those regular citizens that we spoke to. They're determined to save their country, their sovereignty, and their people, and they're digging in for a long fight ahead.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.